What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And we are hanging out at the end of DC20 over here in St. Louis with the one, the only, Matt Leone. And with him is the hair himself, everybody. Mr. Drive with Live, or is it Live with Drive? The one, the only, Steve Rossler.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Welcome back to the show. Let me get that over here on time. And hey, all right. But no, Steve always introduces us as the coffee car guys. The car guy, coffee guy.
So that's why.
Yeah, that's why we did this.
Drive with Live. So
Payback.
we've been having a little bit of payback. You know, if you watch a couple episodes, you'll hear us say it a couple times. But
Charge me 10%.
But no, yes, we love it. But no, we appreciate it. This was an amazing event. You know, we were just now talking before we went live, and we were saying how this was the most dealers I've seen here at the headquarters for one of these events. But it's also the most smoothly ran one I've seen so far. So y'all are figuring this thing out, and I love it because even the dealers are starting to figure this thing out. So that's a pretty awesome thing to say. This is number 8, right?
Yeah, number 8. I mean, it is kind of fun. We've been doing 3 a year, and like I said, I think we had to get our stride. You had to get some momentum out there in the industry, and just the feedback we're getting from the dealers. It's always amazing. Like I said, I think what we were talking about this last night. My favorite part of the whole event is to see dealers talking to one another because they don't know one another.
Opening
and
up.
It's just like you don't go to a trade show, you go in there, get the content, leave, and everybody just nobody collaborates. And that's what I get excited about this event. I really do.
Well, that's 8 for you, the number of new beginnings. And speaking of new beginnings, this is number 1 for you, right? This is the first one that you kicked on. For those of you that don't know, Matt Leone has recently taken the position of CEO, and he's making things happen already. But being able to see the team activated in DC20 mode is something special to behold. What do you think of your first DC20?
It was great. It was great being here. It was great having the events. Like I said, it was well run, tons of attendees, a lot of engagement. That's what you want, engagement of customers talking to each other.
Yeah,
what I loved listening to was, half the audience I've been on for 3 months. I've been on for 6 months, newbies, first time DC20. And then the other half of the audience is like, hey, this is my 6th one. This is my 7th one. I've been around forever. And having that mix was great because you could tell the new people were soaking up stuff like a sponge. And you had the veterans have been on for a while kind of saying, I want to share, I want to engage, and maybe the new people have some different ideas and tricks. So that was great to see that happen.
Great collaboration, and we did see that, and we see that every time we've been to one of these, man. That's what I love about it. We are addicted to these events. You all host the best event in the country every 3 to 4 months, and it's amazing. It's almost, even though it's big, it's still it's not a lot of people hearing about this because they're not drive centric yet. But the ones who are hearing about it want to be part of it. And when they do sign up, this is the first thing they do. Like you said, to your point, as soon as they sign up, they come on. We had a couple people we interviewed today that this is their first event. They're just turning it on, and they're not even fully turned on all the way. But they're here learning so many tactics that they're super excited to go back and share with their team. So it's going to make the transition even smoother for you guys. I love that. And being able to share ideas with other power users, to your point, having the ones that have been here doing it, they want to share so bad. They're in the car business, we usually don't like to share our secrets, but here for some reason, they don't care if it's the same brand. They don't care if they even almost in the same network or same market. They want to share because they know that the better that this tool is being used everywhere, the better that customers buying will be when it comes to purchasing a car.
Yeah.
So it's a better, it's a better environment. Sorry about my voice, but it's a better environment for everyone.
What's interesting, a lot of the people I spoke to, it's a unique event because this isn't a sales event. This isn't we're trying to position anything. We have great sponsors and we have great people here, but sharing best practice. But there's no sales event. But we have an entire company here listening to feedback, listening to things, helping educate on what's new in the product, et cetera. So there's that exchange happening, but you have our entire company that's here with our customers, which is, I think, unique because I don't know of too many other companies doing that. One of the things I heard from a lot of the people here was, I left so-and-so at this point. I transitioned off this at some point. And, it's almost like a cleansing of like, hey, when did you leave so-and-so? When did you leave so-and-so? And you're now kind of part of the family.
You're baptized.
Yeah. It really is. It's like, hey, it was 6 months ago that I'm in recovery. I'm here now. And this is a good spot I'm in. It's kind of that vibe.
Well, CRM anonymous, right? Like,
but there's nothing like a full submerging, right? Inside of DC20. That's what gets that full submerging, that full baptism of what it really is to be drive centric, because you guys are the kings of engagement, and the way that you created the tool for dealers to engage with their people, but also for the way that you engage with dealers. That's something you guys have mastered.
The one thing I was going to say, though, just to correct, we do invite dealers that are not on.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I see that all the time.
It's just, I think if you're not on Drive Centric, I think they're just like, whether the head trash is I'm going to get sold, or, that fear, well, I'm going to come here, I'm going to learn a lot, but I can't go forward with Drive. And it's okay. We want to make the auto industry better. We understand that switching CRM perception is like, it's going to be a big deal, but eventually if they can learn some practices and currently, do some of the things we're teaching in the current CRM with other tools and stuff like that, then when they come over to Drive, at least they got those good habits formed.
Because they're not all about just using Drive. You know what I mean? A lot of these workshops are not just about how to master what we're doing in Drive, but how to just do operational things that people inside of the seats that you serve have mastered and are doing good at. And I love the point that you made. We have some people here that are fresh and they're new and they're soaking it all up. And some of the seasoned people are here and they're sewing. But we interviewed Brittany, who's been here faithfully. And she is loving how pliable even the teachers are, including her. She's learning something while in the middle of teaching. And you guys cultivated that so masterfully. And when you leave an event like this, of course, you guys are on your stuff when it comes to having like an after action review. What are some of the points that you're trying to pull from your team on how to make this better for next time?
Well, that's a good one. Well, we're talking about just, like, can we take this and get like some of our West Coast stores or East Coast stores where we can take it? We've done it in the Midwest. We did it in Dallas. We took it on the road and we were kind of guinea pigging that. But I think that's some of the things we're looking at doing is can we get and pull some of the West Coast people? So travel time isn't as bad. And people in the Midwest, maybe they want to go check out something like a California or Florida or, not the Vegas. Everybody go, let's stay away from Vegas. Let's find something to where like the excursions, like everybody loves seeing the Clydesdale this time. You know what I mean? And just something that small where you can't see that every time just made. I mean, that was just like, man, I got to see the Clydesdale.
I love what you said, not Vegas, because it is true. Because what happens when you go to Vegas, it's cool if you have a huge, like NADA, phenomenal, right? You need the rooms, but you go to Vegas, you're going to separate as soon as the event's done that day. And no one's going to go, everyone's going to do different dinners across town, hour away, whatever it is. But when you do something more, like, I love how intimate this is. You got a beautiful building here. You guys have one of the best headquarters I've ever seen, right? But it's still intimate, right? And you guys make it intimate. And then the after thing, we're all together. We ride the bus together. You're coming on, high-fiving everybody. Great job with that. That's always such high energy, right?
That's right, babe.
Steve does not stop with the energy. I love it because he matches us.
Hey,
That keeps up, right?
I mean, I'm going to keep up with you.
Well, brother, it's we keep pushing each other and we'll keep pushing each other. But it's an amazing thing to see, and when you see that kind of culture just developing, you know that you're at the right place. These dealers, when they come here, they're worried. Did I invest enough? Should I be here? Should I not? Should I be away from my store for 2 to 3 days? If I'm not there, they're not doing it. What I see is that they come here and they learn so much they don't even think about it. I haven't heard one person say they're not doing it back home. They are doing some work while they're here, but they're all about, I can't wait to take this back home. That's what's big. And I love that. But yes, going out west is a big deal. I think there's a lot of dealers that want to be here, but it is a long travel.
Yeah.
And coming from west to here is a tough drive. I mean, it's a tough flight, I should say. You have 3-hour difference. Your drive is horrible. You don't want to do that. But I think that there's a lot of great dealers on Drive Centric out that way. I know one of the groups that we work with is out that way, and it's a beautiful thing. You're from that way, right?
Definitely. I grew up in San Diego, so I know how hard it is to get to the Midwest. And time suck, it just takes a day and a half of travel just to get here. But I think we'll always have a St. Louis base DC event.
Sure.
But I do think the idea of trying out the West Coast and maybe something down in the Southeast would make sense for us to do.
Yeah, if you want some input from us, a
Yeah.
little here, a little there,
Yeah.
always helps out, and it does serve who it is that you're trying to reach a lot better.
Well, one of the things that I picked up on as again, my first DC event was I'm kind of a steward of technology, auto technology. I know most of the vendors out there and I know most of the tech landscape out there. But even today, like I talked to like 4 or 5 different customers and they were going through their tech stack with me of different technology that I'd never heard of, different companies never heard of. And so for me, one of the things I think we can do is like really understand the people coming, their tech landscape, and make sure we're talking to them about the ecosystem of driving operations and connecting to that. Because one of the things when I met with you guys a few months ago when I first joined was opening up Drive Centric, opening up our API, opening up the ecosystem is really important to me. So learning about some of these companies that are doing some really cool stuff was a big takeaway for me too, that I took away because I learned 2 companies I never heard of before.
That's great that you see that perspective and that you listen to that perspective, because that does matter. Because when you can figure out a way to make sure that what you are providing aligns with what they do, and it just makes it even better.
Yeah.
Awesome, right?
They're
And that's the
already-
whole point of opening it all up.
Yeah, and they're already sold on DriveCentric. They're like, we're a
Oh, yeah.
believer, it's our operational tool, but we happen to have these other things. Is there a way we can put it all into an ecosystem? I'm like, absolutely, let's talk about it. But getting ahead of that and learning about what they have so we can address certain things with the audience and say, here's some unique things that I believe maybe others are interested in that are out there, I think is always a good takeaway. So,
Huge.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely something that I think you can capture on the pre-showing up for the show, right? Finding out what does their tech stack look like.
Exactly.
Speak to them according to that. That'd be really awesome, and also more right fitting for them to get the most out of this experience. How do I actually solve this problem with your tech when I get home, or what do I need to simplify or get rid of? Or
Well, I think there's always different levels of integration. I think people, on the vendor side, with all the places we can integrate with, is does the tool work inside drives?
That's a
You know what I
big
mean?
deal,
And I think there's different levels of integration with every single product. And I think even, some of the partners that we're integrated with, Call Review did a great job just understanding, all the different levels of integration already there within DriveCentric, just to educate the audience. You know what I mean? And I thought that they had some really good points that maybe other customers don't know about. And I think that's what, this event continues to evolve. And I think we're going to learn from that as we work with more of these partners.
I love that.
So,
And I love that you're constantly trying to evolve, not stay the same. I don't want the event to always be the same. You want to constantly evolve because automotive is evolving, our customers are evolving, the dealerships are evolving.
Jack,
AI is changing. I mean, we keep going. Every cool word that's out there being used is changing and it evolves. But that's what makes this game fun. If it was the same, I think I would been out of this years ago. And I love that I constantly get a chance to evolve personally because of it. So it's a big deal. And you guys are definitely doing the right thing. Of course, that's why we are big endorsers of what's going on over here at DriveCentric. We always will be. You guys are more than just a great product. You guys are great people, and that's what really matters to me and the people that we get to work with. So
yeah, and we'll take this time to thank Audrey publicly.
Audrey, rushed it. Way to go.
Embarrass her last.
Yeah, but I think she liked it at the same time.
She's like, stop it, guys.
Don't, more, no, stop. Okay, more. Okay.
No, she does. She does a great job honing everything in, and so always appreciate it.
Heck yeah. And to the rest of the dealers, any words you got for them that came, that watched, and that have been staying up with us? Because we had a good amount of people that have been watching us let everybody know what's brewing out here. Any words you got for them?
You good?
I love feedback from customers. If you're not a customer and you want to explore it, we want to reach out, have a conversation. If you're an existing customer and you want to talk about what you're doing and things unique that we want to be able to bring into the product, I talked to 3 or 4 different dealerships while we're here at DC20, and they were like, what do you think of this idea? I think we get a prototype out in a couple of weeks on this, and they were blown away by it. I'm like, with AI and the different ways we can do things, it's like, yeah, I'm open to it, and let's try it. And that's the unique thing about a company of our size. We're nimble, we're agile, we can move fast on things. So feedback's really important to us, and we want to keep advancing and moving that ball forward constantly.
Yes, sir. And I mean, DriveCentric is different now than it was at the first DC20. You guys have evolved into a much greater company, servicing more people, and been able to grow because of the input of these awesome people that have taken their time to come contribute during this event. Again, cheers to you all. You guys are incredible at what you're doing. We're so thankful to be part of the party and to continue encouraging you to push it to the next level. It's not just these leaders here that can take this industry to the next level. It's you too. Take what it is that you have at your hands and go make something great with it, especially if it's your CRM tool, which should be DriveCentric. Right. So for those of you that are
Coffee guy.
car
guy.
coffee. Car guy coffee. There we go. All right, we can all say live with Drive on 3. We going live with Drive on 3. Everybody, let's forget focus live. 1, 2, 3.
Forget, focus, fly, and keep growing, keep growing.
We'll see you soon, everybody. DC20 St. Louis. That's us. See you soon.
Bye-bye.